Before we start, I'll just go over some of the stuff you'll be looking at. The little window here is the project files window where all your videos, sounds, titles and things like that will go. Down here is all the effects list where you can search for effects by name if you know them, or you can actually browse through them. Over here is the timeline where all your videos and sounds go in order. You can drag things in from the project file list. And up here, in this little space, is a few other random weird things. One of them that I only ever really use is the effect controls, and you click on a layer, an item in your timeline, and then it shows you the effects currently applied to that. And there's the preview window, and these are the little tools you can choose from to split or drag around or move things. Your particular setup may look different because sometimes the windows are disarranged differently, but those are the basic tools. Now I'll go over how to do the Ultrakey tutorial. So I've got two layers there, the background and the green screen foreground, and I'm going to search for the Ultrakey effect. There's a few other effects in there that are different ways of doing it, but Ultrakey usually gets the best results. I'm going to drag it onto the top layer, the green screen, click on the key color eyedropper and choose a dark part of the green screen. It just usually gets better. And you can see there's a few little weird white cloudiness. That's because the effect isn't perfect yet. So I'm going to choose the alpha channel to see, and I can see there's a whole lot of stuff that's not being keyed out. So I'm going to drag down the bright greens and bring up the dark greens, and do this thing called pedestal, and that way all the black that's supposed to be black is more black, and all things that are white are supposed to be more white. And then I'm going to turn up the contrast and soften the edges a bit so the very edge of the outline isn't quite so harsh. And you can see the difference there. You can just kind of fiddle with every single time you do this job, it'll be different. So you just choose some numbers, just keep dragging around until it looks better. I usually put the luma at 0, just because it has a weird effect on the dark parts of a picture. And you can see there, back to the composite, that it looks much better now. All the white cloudiness is gone. If the luma's back, you can see the impact on his pants. That it makes the blacks really weird and super black. And the spill gets rid of some of the green bounced light on the edge of the key. If you do it too much, it makes it purple. So just a little bit is always good to get rid of, make the colors a bit more normal. On this next bit, I'm going to show you how to make some keyframes for the different layers in your timeline. At the moment, he's stationary in the one spot. I'm going to shrink him down first, move him where I like to go. You can double click on the items in the preview window to be able to move them around. That's one way. So in the effect controls, I'm going to expand the motion section. It's always there, the effect of motion, but we're going to give it some keyframes, so that it starts somewhere and ends somewhere else. To tick the little clock, and that sets a keyframe in that current position, and that's what it looks like right now. And for the final, just there, I'm going to drag it along, and just the action creates another keyframe, and you'll see that little blue line, which means it makes up that little animation step by step, makes up the rest of the keyframes all the way from there, from the right to the left. So when I press play, he slides. It's a bit stuttery here, but it slides from right to left just smoothly, but my little capture doesn't do it justice. That's it.